My name's Dan Brown. I am the co-owner of Blumberg Digital. I am also the senior service consultant of MGE Management Experts. This webinar for you for August is something a little bit different. And I think what you are about to see from us is, well, it might be applicable now, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be applicable in the next 3 to 6 months. How many of you feel like you could be better prepared for the next 3 to 6 months from a marketing perspective? Raise your hands. Yeah, good. What I want you to do right now is I want you to put in the chat. I got the chat open here. What are the things that you would like me to cover or that you would like covered? Areas of concern, current points right now that are pain points for you, things that you have your attention on, or you would like just generally, I'd like you, Dan, Blumberg Digital, anyone, to cover or talk about these points. So go ahead and start typing in the chat. All right, more new patients. Our numbers are flat. Understood, Samantha. Social media, good. We're going to definitely be talking about that. More new patients and getting them to keep their appointments. Boy, Randy, think about that one. Folks, raise your hand if you're seeing a lot of cancellations, no shows, right? Thank you. All right, August has been slow, Tracy. Any marketing ideas? More new patients? Totally. Keeping hygiene full, Sharon. Yes. Funnel campaigns, Dr. Krakowski, 100%. Great. Anything else? Anybody got a raised hand for me? Because these are great points. More reviews, incentives for reviews. John, great. Thank you for that. I'm going to first start off with this. First thing, we are coming to the end of the year. What does that mean, folks? What campaign should we be getting out October, November, and December at the beginning of the month? What campaigns? I'm testing you right now. Yes, Dr. Abernathy, spot on. Use it or lose it campaigns, right, Tracy? Use it or lose it campaigns. Whether you are in network or are not in network with their PPO, they have their insurance and those benefits are going to expire at the calendar year. You must get out. And I want you all thinking with what I'm about to tell you here, a use it or lose it campaign, educating your patients about that you're going to help them maximize their insurance benefits and that come the end of the year, it's going to reset. So let's take advantage of those insurance benefits. It's going to hit your patients at a point right now, which is a very sensitive point. Things have changed in the last 6 months. Things have changed certainly in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, I don't know what it was. COVID, we all thought things were going to like blow up and crash. Okay, well, the economy was bolstered by some things. You can agree with those things or not, but regardless, there was money, there was credit. Everything was kind of easy to get money. That was 2 years ago. What are you seeing on your approvals now? Thumbs up, medium, or down on your approvals? What are you seeing? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of thumbs sideways on that one. And yeah, that's kind of the here and the now. People were like, "Woo, we got money, 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 money." That was 2.5 years ago. Things have changed. Things have changed. So you getting out of use it or lose it. Hey, take advantage of your insurance benefits. You will lose them. You will lose them if you do not take advantage of them now, right? It happens. We all stumble, right? You will lose those benefits if you don't take advantage of them now. So we're going to get a use it or lose it campaign. You should be sending this out by direct mail. That should go out in a postcard form. October 1st, November 1st, December 1st. You need to get out a text message. For those of you on the digital reactivation program, tell your account manager, I'm interested in doing the use it or lose it campaign. They will change gears and do that campaign. It's super effective, okay? If you're not on the digital reactivation campaign and you want an effective text campaign to get out to all your patients, wow, jump on it. But do it for these 3 months, October 1st, November 1st, December 3rd. People say, well, Dan, why would I do 3 mailings? If a postcard, it's the same postcard to the same people, why would I do it 3 times? You're going to get people who show up with that postcard 3 weeks into December. I just got this. Why didn't you send this earlier? That's going to happen. That's going to happen. So get that postcard out, get a text message out, get an email campaign out, get social media post out, and do a video on it. Do a video on it. Yes, do a video on it. Help your patients understand that they're about to lose, their insurance benefits, and you're going to help maximize using their insurance. Thumbs up if you understand that one. Excellent. Good. Who's already thinking with that? Who already thinking like, Dan, I was already on it. Okay, some of you. Good. Well, I hope that helps. Some other things came up. How our ads can be more specific to full mouth dental implants, bring in new patients. Google ad. Okay, good. Be more specific on what we do. Great. Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Gupta and Dr. Lazaga. Keeping patients to show up for consultation appointments. Great ones. All right. I think what I'm about to cover is going to really be broad and sweeping. We've just done a bit of a study that we're going to make available to you all. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. It's available. Britt, you can put the download link if people want this. I do want you all to be very, very familiar with this because times have changed and we have to be on top of that. If we're going to get our patients' attention right now, then you got to understand the market has changed. So let's take a look at what the screen says. The reality of today's dental market, why understanding your patient's worries is crucial. Here's the truth. Your patients aren't lying awake at night wondering, what amazing dental procedure can I get tomorrow, if they ever were. They're worried sick about how they're going to pay their bills, keep their jobs, and whether they'll ever be able to afford retirement. Your job as a dentist, tune into that internal dialogue right now. So please put your thumb in the air if you understand this approach and this change. Okay, we are not talking, and I'm gonna, Kathleen, you're here. You were talking to people. Yeah, your veneers, it's gonna look so good, and then you changed. This was back in May. You said, hey, we went in on a hard sell. Like, this is your health, this is longevity, and you saw a traction change. You got more traction going down that more hard sell route. Like, yeah, there's an elective aspect of having a brighter, bigger, nicer smile, but then you guys went down the health route. Like, you will not be eating steak. You will not bite into an apple. You will not be chewing on nuts. You will not be able to bite into a slice of pizza if you don't do something about this right now. It's hard sell. What is hard sell? Defined. First word of hard sell. Can somebody put it in the chat? Who knows this? What's the first word in the definition of hard sell? Yes, indeed. That's right, guys. Caring. Caring. And if you really understand that, caring enough about that patient to help them get through the stops and barriers that are preventing them from getting the treatment they need to be fully healthy and rehabilitated. I'm going to say that again. Caring enough about the patient to get them through the stops and barriers that are preventing them from getting the treatment they need to be fully healthy and rehabilitated. So that care factor has, well, what's their button? What's the thing that makes them go? What's the thing that impels them into motion? Well, for different people, I had somebody at the ABC Communication and Sales Seminars last month. This was fascinating. She deals with a lot of cosmetic and this and that. And she'll talk to somebody on the health route and they'll be like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but do you understand if you lose teeth, it's going to collapse your cheeks and it's going to make you look older. Oh my gosh, it's going to make me look older. Where do I sign? That's a button. That's a button. It's cosmetic. Her particular clients, patients, very concerned about how they look. So you got to find your patient's buttons. Hence, that study that we sent around just recently of all the questions you should be asking patients if you want to engage them in bigger treatment plans. But I'm going to tell you this. This is going to apply for all of you that are getting no-shows, cancellations. You have not engaged that person. You don't have their reality yet. So Britt, if you wouldn't mind putting the link to those questions, the sample questions. I've run those by a bunch of you. Kathleen has seen them. I got a lot of them from you, of course, Amy, Evelyn, and Sharon and your team. I get, like, most of my content comes from you guys and all the other, amazing people that have been on the Power program with MGE and been Blumberg Digital clients. You're doing things. So I take what's successful, but I've taken that and amalgamated. What are the questions that you should be asking your patients to get them engaged? Same thing on a brand new phone call. Think about this. Same thing on a brand new phone call. Person calls up, yeah, I just want to find out how much crown costs in your office. Well, you could answer that question 100 different ways. Yeah, crown in our office costs $1,100, $1,500. It depends on what you need. You could also say, absolutely, I'd be more than happy to answer that question for you. I just need to get some information from you first. Is that okay if I ask you some questions so I can best answer that? Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. Okay, good. First, what's your name? Fantastic. Francesca. Francesca, just in case this call drops, what's the best number to call you right back? Ah, great. Thank you. And hey, Francesca, last question before we get on to yours. Can I ask how you even found out our practice? Oh, on Google? You remember what you searched? dentist near me, that helps. Thank you so much. All right, let's get on to your question, Francesca. How do you know you need a crown? Oh, you went to another doctor. Said you needed 4. Oh my gosh, did they tell you why? Okay, you get stress cracks through the back molars. Okay, did they show you photos of that? X-rays, did you see photos as well? Okay, but you didn't know how to read them. I understand, that happens. Okay, do you have any pain in any of those teeth? Sensitivity. Okay, all 4? Oh, just the one on the back right at the bottom? Gotcha. Okay. Francesca, when did that sensitivity start? Okay. And sensitivity to hot, cold? Okay, both. Pressure when you bite down? Just recently? Okay. So would you say the sensitivity has been increasing, being worse? Okay. And has that pain kept you up at night yet? Not yet. Good news. Okay, great. All right. No other sensation in any of the other 3 teeth. Okay. But you did see the stress cracks. You said you saw the stress cracks on the intraoral photos that they took. Okay, great. Francesca, all I can tell you is the cheapest crown there is the crown you don't need. Francesca, I'm not a dentist. I'm not telling you you don't need a crown. What I am telling you is the best thing to do is maybe get another opinion. You're calling around. I guess you got scared away at the price of those 4 crowns. Yeah, it can be expensive. But it can be really expensive, Francesca, if, like, say that tooth that you're having some sensation on is compromised, meaning it's got cracks and it seems like, yeah, let me see it. Open your mouth again. Oh, yeah. So it's got a big filling in there, doesn't it? Yeah. That filling is constantly expanding and contracting when you drink hot and cold things. So it's working that tooth, and that tooth, you could lose that structure. So say you bit down on a breadstick, man, that thing could snap right down the middle. And now we're talking about something far more expensive and invasive, right? A lot more things that need to be done. Now, we do that at our practice, and most dentists can. But I'm just going to tell you, this is really, really important that you jump on this. So good on you for calling in. What I'm going to offer you, Savannah, is 2 things. First, between now and the time, we do a free second opinion. There's no obligation. There's no cost to you. Between now and the time you come in, I want you, Francesca, to choose soft foods, yogurt, banana, like nothing hard. We just don't want to play with fate between now and the time you come in. So, Francesca, can I get your agreement on that? Between now and the time you come in, we just go soft. Would you do that for me? Okay, good. And then let's not make you worry about that too long. I'm going to get you in on this free second opinion. I'm just going to do our own scan, x-ray, and then we're going to give you an idea of what that would cost in our practice. We'll give you the treatment plan. If you want to shop us, you're welcome to do this. We just want to make sure it gets dealt with, right? So whatever dentist you choose. But come on in and we'll give you our opinion of what it would cost. And then you could take that if you want and shop it around. But let's jump on this quick. How does that sound, Francesca? Okay, good. Folks, how many of you would hire me as your new patient coordinator? Thumbs up, medium, or down?
Yes.
Okay, okay, good. Rita.
You're hired.
Thanks. All right. I got job security. I love that. But in all seriousness, that level of questioning, what does that bring, folks? What is that? Why am I asking you? Like, I don't care what tooth it is. And whatever tooth it is, we're going to fix it. Why would I ask all those questions? Put it in the chat, right? Empathy, that's part of it. Ulissa, I love that. It's part of it. Building trust. I love that, Savannah. Show you care, Tracy. That's it. And there's something else I'm looking for. Come on, Sharon. Come on, Amy. Why am I asking all these questions? Build a relationship, express caring. That's correct, John. That too. Yes, Randy. Understanding the reality, building affinity. Do you see the ARC triangle? It's composed of affinity, reality, and communication. I'm going to use questions, communication, to ask their reality, and I'm going to build affinity. That's right, Dr. Gupta. Understanding their needs. And rapport. That's right. If we take a look at, I'm now establishing what's important to that person. By questioning, I can find out what makes that person impelled to act now. And that's what I need to know. What's going to get that person impelled to act now? And that's what you're doing to get your cancellations and your no-shows minimized, is there's a little bit more question and answer. What's the issue and how important is it? And how long has it been that way? Now, I know some of you are thinking, like, man, I just don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time. Well, I want you to think about this too. I want you to think about how much time is lost when the hygienist is sitting there with an empty chair, or the doctor is sitting there with an empty chair. I just want you to think about that. So if you're thinking about, well, who am I going to have that's going to call these patients and do a little questionnaire on them? after they've scheduled or to confirm, or I need a new patient coordinator. Like, we got to get that phone call off the reception and over to Dan, our new patient coordinator. But I don't have a Dan because I can't afford one. Really? I don't think you can afford not to have one. I think that person should be in this webinar right now, learning this and doing the videos on DDS success and tracking your reviews and tracking your testimonials and helping that. I think that person is needful right now. Raise your hand if you agree. Raise your hand if you feel that it'd be great to have that person in there. So if that person isn't on post right now in your practice or practices, get that person on post in your practice or practices. That person is on post and they're not trained, well, then that's something we need to do. And part of why I kind of went off on this tangent, but why I went off on this tangent is we need to establish people's reality. And the reality right now is this: they're worried sick about how they're going to pay bills. Raise your hand if you've heard this. If you've seen an increase of people saying, I'm worried about paying bills and my finances, right? They're worried about keeping their jobs. They're wondering, will I ever be able to save money? So this is vital that you understand this. So action step 1, create a worry list for your patients. This is a reality. We're changing our approach. Kathleen, Amy, Sharon, we've seen it. There are different times happening right now. What keeps your patients up at night? Well, they're anxious about the cost of dental care, the pain they might experience, how much time they'll need to take off work. Get specific and get real. There was a time when you could market your services with words like state-of-the-art dentistry. We have life-changing results here at ABC Family Dentistry. But those days are behind us. Today, your patients are more skeptical than ever. Thumbs up if you agree. They're more skeptical than ever. Yep. They've been through a lot and they're tired of empty promises. If instead, speak their language. If they're thinking, I'm afraid I can't afford this, don't talk about affordable dental care. Talk about getting the treatment you need without the stress of figuring out how to pay for it and what it's going to cost later if you don't go forward. If that's their button, man, what is this going to cost them if they don't do this now? We all know this. We don't have a crystal ball for that person, but we have all seen the person who has ignored the treatment, and 10 years, 15 years, 7 years later, they're walking through our doors, head hung low, embarrassed that they have to come now, and it's far more expensive. Action step 2, rewrite your most successful patient communication. Take your best performing email or ad from last year and give it a refresh. Use only the words and phrases your patients might use when they're confiding their worries to a close friend. Don't sugarcoat things. Your patients know the economy is tough and they don't want to be patronized. Try this approach. We both know times are tough and dental care might be the last thing on your mind. But here's the deal. Your health can't wait. We're here to help and we'll make sure you can get the care you need without the added stress. But here's the deal. Your health can't wait and it's only going to get more expensive. Action step 3, address patients' objections directly. What are the top 3 concerns your patients have right now? Now, only you can answer that. It is different. I see 50 different faces on my screen over here, 50 different faces. Only you can answer this question because that's your public in your geographical location, servicing the demographic you service or the demographics you service, right? So what are the top 3 concerns your patients have right now? Are they worried about the cost, pain, or the time commitment? Write a communication that addresses each of these objections honestly and head on. In challenging times, patients become more skeptical. They need to see the evidence that you understand their concerns and that you have solutions. If you're still using a just trust us approach, it's time to shift gears. Instead, acknowledging their fears, we know that dental care can be expensive and it's easy to put it off, but delaying treatment can lead to bigger, more costly problems down the road. That's why we offer payment plans to fit your budget so you don't have to choose between your health and your wallet. Thumbs up if you like that one. I really like that one. Action step 4, reframe your offer. Look at your practice from your patient's perspective. How does your care truly help them, especially in these challenging times? What concrete evidence can you show that proves your value? How can you give them peace of mind when everything else feels uncertain? In today's world, the dental practices that will thrive aren't the ones with the fanciest equipment or the most polished ads. They're the ones that truly understand their patients, their fears, doubts, and hopes. So dig deep, get real, and for the love of all that's holy, ditch the overly cheerful motivational tone. Okay, so I've got some potential campaigns. I'll go through these briefly. But hey, Britt, we've got a lot of action in the chat. Could you drop the link so if they want this, they can download this? I just want to make sure everybody has this. So just put it at the bottom of the chat, please, so everybody can just click that and get this. If you like this, this is for you. This is available to you all. So potential campaigns for dentists to attract patients worried about the cost of dental care. We offer affordable solutions to keep your smile healthy. You're watching every penny right now, and the thought of a dental bill is enough to make you cringe, but ignoring your dental health isn't an option. Small issues can turn into big, painful problems faster than you think. We get it. And that's why we're committed to making sure you get the care you need without adding to your financial stress. Our affordable payment options are designed with you in mind, so you can keep your smile healthy without sacrificing your peace of mind. Don't wait until it's too late. Take control of your health today. That's one. Good. Putting off dental visits. Don't let small problems turn into big bills. We make it easy to get the care you need now. You keep telling yourself you'll make the dental appointment next week, but next week never comes. Meanwhile, that little twinge of pain is starting to get worse. Here's the truth. Putting off your dental visit won't make the problem go away. It'll make it more expensive and more painful. But it doesn't have to be that way. We offer flexible scheduling and affordable payment plans so you can get the care you need without the hassle. Don't let a small problem turn into a big bill. Make your appointment today and take the first step toward a healthier smile. Folks, tell me if you like these. Yeah, I like them kind of. They suck. I want you to sit with your team. Now, your team might not be able to be here right now. And I see some of you got a few of you around, and I think that's great that you did that. But I mean, listen, your team's working right now. But if you're going to do a lunch and learn, you're going to do some team training, I want you to take the video of this webinar. I want you to go through it. I want you to have this handout. I want you to be able to print it off. And I want you to then pause the video right about now, having passed out this handout that we've just given you. And I want you to have your team read through some of the scenarios, and I want them to actually drill it. One person's a team member, one person acts as the patient. They go through point by point, just getting it out of their mouth. Have some fun with it, have a laugh or two, whatever. But want your team to really read these things. And when they're done with that, flip it around. Have the person who was just being the patient, now they're being the team member. Person who was being the team member is now acting as a patient. And they can actually just kind of roll through each of these scenarios, and the person acting like the patient can bring up the next objection. Yeah, but it just doesn't hurt that much. Find the one that applies. Yeah, but it's really expensive. Yeah, but my schedule doesn't really, it doesn't really work right now, but can you call me next month? Have your team act these out. Don't be mean. Team members, when you're acting like the patient, don't be mean. Don't be too hard. Everything on a gradient, right? We just come in nice and easy. So just get the words out of your teammates' mouths so they're comfortable and familiar with this different approach. It is hard sell because it's caring. So do you like that drill? I like it, kind of. I don't understand it. Repeat it. All right, here we are. I'm not going to go through all the different scenarios. Actually, let me just glance through them. Scared of the dentist? Our gentle approach will change the way you think about dental care. I think that's a great one. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Think you can't afford a healthy smile? Think again. We have payment plans to fit your budget, like that one. Your oral health is too important to ignore. Here's how to get the care you need without the stress. Love that one. Each of these are great. Summary: your patients don't need a cheerleader right now. They need a dentist who gets it. They need a dentist who understands what they're going through and is ready to offer real solutions. And let's be frank, everybody. Yeah, the dentist absolutely needs to be in command of all this, but it's all the team members that make that patient arrive to that chair. There's a lot of people involved in that, from marketing through the reception, through scheduling, reconfirmations, etc., assistants, hygienists. So the whole team gets that patient to arrive in that chair. And of course, the doctor needs to be able to drop that right there with that patient. So that's helpful tip number one for the August webinar. Now we're going to take up some other marketing basics. And I hope you all have clicked that so you can download that. I think it's just fantastic. I think it's a great thing to have. I also want you to have the sample questions to ask. They can be asked in a phone call. They can be asked at the initial visit when somebody comes and they're new to the practice, or it's a rather large case that you're about to present with them. And before you get into presenting that case, you go through those questions. Those questions are fantastic. They really lay out establishing that person's reality. You're going to have this, and I'm certain that many of you have. So you got a bunch of damage in the back teeth, and the person says, oh, it's in the back. Yeah, I'm not worried about the back. I'm just worried about the front. Raise your hand if you heard it. Okay, that's that person's reality. Are we going to talk about the back teeth before we educate them? We're not. Yeah, but you really need the back teeth. The person's like, yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to keep my back teeth too. Absolutely. We're almost done. That's what's going to happen. Say, oh, okay, totally. Well, it's good news that your front teeth are in good shape. I'm going to tell you this, without those back teeth in order, like you're avoiding chewing on your right side right now because you're missing those teeth or you got those situations. What's going to happen is you're going to favor the other side of your mouth. Are you doing that right now? You chewing in that area? You are. Yeah. Well, we can see it. And we're going to show you on these intraoral photos and these x-rays. Those teeth are breaking down faster than the ones on the right-hand side. So what happened on the right-hand side is going to soon happen on the left-hand side. Just a matter of time. It's not going to happen tomorrow. But you are putting a significant amount of stress because you're not distributing your bite, your chew, that chew force on both sides of your mouth. Now, what's going to happen from there? You're going to start losing teeth on the left side of your mouth. Good. Then what are we going to do? I think you're probably going to end up chewing, and you're probably chewing some right now with your front teeth. I can see it because there's some unusual amount of wear on your front teeth. Those are your biting teeth. And what that's used to tear and distribute the food to the back teeth, right? And of course, it allows you to smile. It allows you to talk, right? But they're tearing teeth. They're not chewing teeth. But some people use them as chewing teeth, and you'll chew right through them. Then you're not going to have your front teeth. But it all depends on what you want. You know, some people don't care. We have some patients, they just put they miss steak and they can't chew steak. So they just put their steak in a blender and they drink it down or kind of like, gum it down, and it works for them. So if that's not a problem for you, pizza, I mean, it all ends up at the same spot, right? Ew, yuck, what are you talking about? Well, that's what's going to happen if you don't keep your teeth. Now, that's not a discussion we're going to have today. That's a discussion we're going to be having in about 7 years from now. I know that because we deal with people who walk out of this office just like you would want to right now. And they're going to come back and see us in 7 to 10 years. And, we might be able to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, and we might not be able to. Our doctor's a specialist in this. Our doctor can do miracles. I'll show you some of the miracles, right? See, look at this before and after. Amazing, right? No teeth to having teeth. Now, they're not that person's natural teeth. So it's not as good and ideal as their natural teeth. And those teeth, they're screwed in. So every, year or so, we have to pull those teeth out, clean underneath that. That's about $500. That whole set of teeth, beautiful teeth, and they work well. Man, do they work well. That's about $60,000 for both the upper and the lower. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's available to you, and maybe you'll be in a different financial position in 7 to 10 years. But, I don't know if you want to go through that. So what do you think about all the stuff that I'm talking about? Lean back. What do you think about all this stuff? What do you think would be the best way to go about this? Oh, getting some treatment now, so you don't have to go through all that, but maybe stage it a little bit. I think that's a great idea. Good. Let's talk about that. And now we're in there, but we had that person's buttons now. We had that person's reasons to act now. Thumbs up if that's helpful. Kind of. I already know that. Okay. I know some of you, you're like, Dan, you're repeating what we've heard for the last 10 years because we're MG clients for 10 years. Totally understood. Might be good to recap some of this stuff with your team. Now let's talk about your marketing questions. You guys had some great marketing questions, and I'm going to just take these up again. Most recent one that came through is social media. I'm going to be very frank with you. Even some of our Blumberg Digital clients. Now, a lot of you on our platform, you guys are on the marketing platform, you're cutting video, you're doing the video scripts. Good on ya. Good on ya. Those video scripts are the most commonly searched questions on Google. For those of you that don't know, our clients on our marketing platform get a book of scripts, interview scripts, and somebody in the office opens the script up to, implants, Invisalign, teeth whitening, exams, whatever. Turns on the phone as a video camera, connects a little remote microphone, and then asks the doctor these questions, and the doctor just answers the questions as the doctor would and does all day long, all week long when patients ask those questions. Everybody listen to what I'm about to tell you. This now takes the most commonly asked questions on Google, and you now have authentic, genuine content from an authority, the doctor, answering these questions. What do we do on the platform? Well, we take that video, we transcribe that video, we take the video and the transcription. We code the transcription so Google can read it really well. So now the most commonly searched questions on Google can be found on your website. Now, when somebody goes to that website because is teeth whitening painful? What's the difference between a crown and a bridge and an implant? These questions, really common. When they search that, they arrive at our client's website. Do you think they read the 2,000 words of text, or do you think they watch the video? Put it in the chat. What do you think? That's right. Yeah. And you could say it's a sad state of our society and that people don't read as much. Okay, whatever. But, people today are starved for time. I'm starved for time. Raise your hand if you're starved for time. We're busy people, right? So I want you to think with the fact that somebody can multitask. They can sit there, listen to the words while they're being educated and they're doing something else. So it works. I'm going to show you some examples of this. Whether you're a platform person or not, I want you to think with the idea of getting some of this video data going. I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, because we have Salvatore Dental in the house, I'm going to show you this one. All they did was answer questions. Good, so this is the dentures page for Salvatore Dental. Well done, Kathleen, for cornering Dr. Rich for this. And Kathleen, about how long did it take from setup to breakdown? This is the dentures video that he did here. Can you tell me about how long it took?
Well, the longest part was cornering him. Estefania knows that because she allowed me to corner him. Yeah. So probably like 10, 15 minutes at most.
Yeah, from start to, that's setup to breakdown. So she set up the phone. I'm going to show you all how to do it. Because whether you're on the platform or not, y'all are going to be doing this. I've got little mini scripts for all of you. Thank you for coming. So it's his page. We place it on his page. And then here's the video.
Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Rich Salvatore from Salvatore Dental. We get a lot of questions about dentures, so I'm here to answer any of those most commonly asked questions to give you a little bit more information about dentures. So some people want to know, what exactly are dentures? So dentures are a way to replace your teeth. So some people, unfortunately, lose all their teeth or already are missing their teeth. So kind of an economical and an old school approach to replace teeth is with a denture. It's basically a piece of acrylic with all the teeth. It slides into your mouth on the top or the bottom. And on the top, we can actually get a little bit of suction. So imagine kind of like a suction cup on the top with teeth attached. A lot of times we can get some good functionality out of it. They look great. And thankfully, it's a very...
Okay, so you see the cuts in there. That's cutting out the pauses and any stumbles and stuff. And then we take it and we transcribe everything. So he's now ranking for all this content, because this is original content. This is not generated by AI, artificial intelligence. This is actually his answer to each of these questions. We clean it up a little bit. We throw some before and after videos on it, and that's a sample. Okay, good. I'm going to give you another example. Okay, Crown Dentistry.
Hi, I'm Dr. Chan here at Crown Dentistry. We get a lot of questions about restorative dentistry. So today, I'm going to answer some of the questions that people have on this topic in order to give you a better understanding of restorative dental procedures. Restorative dentistry refers to any number of procedures that we do in the office in order to bring you.
Okay, now thumbs up if you think he's a little bit nervous and uncomfortable. Totally. Watch towards the end of this.
Arches or partial dentures, which replace some of the teeth in either the top or bottom arch. Full dentures are used to replace all the teeth on the top.
Thumbs up if you think he's a little bit more relaxed. Not perfect. Yeah, good. And there's all the data. Okay, but that's him. And this is one of the early ones. And then you get better and better and better and better at it. Hey, Dr. DiMarco, you've been working on this. Can you tell me about your journey on this?
Yeah, I've been doing a few videos. It was definitely uncomfortable at the start, but you kind of start doing more. You get kind of into a flow. We tend to batch our videos together. So we'll do kind of like 4 or 5 in a day. And yeah. I kind of like that a little bit better because by the end, I feel pretty comfortable and it's easier to do. Nice. And I'm going to tell you all that he's being super modest. He's doing a great job. Yeah, first initially it was a bit, now it's smooth, it's fluid.
you get the Dr. DiMarco that when you walk in the office, it's the same conversation. And that happens by practice. You got to practice. You got to do it. You just got to do it. And I know some of you are sitting there like, my doctor's not comfortable with it. Well, Amy and Sharon, you got Dr. Burton on video doing social media stuff. I'm blown away. I mean, how did you get him? Well, I mean, I'm just like, what? Where? How? So how did you get him? What did you do? Because all of a sudden I'm seeing Dr. Burton. He's even doing some fun stuff. Can you guys open up your mic and talk about what you did?
We just asked him. Told him, like, you got to do this. We're doing this now. Yeah.
We voluntold him.
Voluntold. He's a good sport.
Yes.
Okay.
He understands the importance of it.
Okay, good. So I'm going to put something on the screen right now, and we're all going to do this drill. You don't have to have, please don't have your audio open for this one, but I want you to all, if you're next to somebody, Sharon, I want you to video Amy, or Amy, I want you to video Sharon. If you're by yourself, I want you to pull your phone out, and I'm going to give you some talking points. So I'm just going to give you a little example of this. All right. Can you all see my screen? Okay. Some video short topics with common questions that are frequently searched, along with the approximate percentage of searches based on common SEO data. You are all going to talk about it. Yes, you, Liliana, you're going to talk about it. Even though we're going to have Dr. Chris on it, I'm going to have you just do it because I want to see you do it more. Ada, Kate, everybody here is going to do a sample on this one. Okay. So teeth whitening. This is just commonly searched questions. You're just going to choose one. How to whiten teeth. Best whitening, and then these are the bullet points. So what are the best options for teeth whitening and how do they work? That's the question that gets searched on Google a lot, okay? These are the specific points that come up. How to whiten teeth, best teeth whitening methods, is teeth whitening safe, and teeth whitening costs. You're just gonna talk as if you're talking to a patient. As if you're talking to a patient, you're gonna look into the phone, the camera, that scary one-eyed monster, and you're just gonna look down at the bullet point, which is on the screen here, and you're going to look up at the camera and you're going to say the difference between in-office whitening versus home whitening kits is, and just give your reality on it. Finish that idea, do your best, and then finish it, stop, look down at the next bullet point, how whitening treatments work to remove stains. Look up at the camera. So how whitening treatments work to remove stains is blah, 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 blah. Finish that topic, look down, common misconceptions about teeth whitening, safety, effectiveness, and stuff like that, because people wonder, is it safe? Are the chemicals harmful and stuff like that? Give your reality on it. And then potential side effects, how to minimize them. Okay, sensitivity or whatever. So thumbs up if you all understand the drill here. This is a working webinar at this point in time. I'm going to suggest that you have something like this. Little tripod. All you Blumberg Digital clients, you know this well, especially those of you on the platform. You're going to put your phone and you're going to make your phone horizontal, always horizontal. Never vertical, okay? You're aiming it at yourself. You frame yourself up, a little bit of space. Look at the framing of me right now. I got a little bit of space above my head. It's not cut off. I'm not far away. I'm not under chinning it. I'm not having it look up at me. The phone is level with my eyes. So if you're doing this yourself, your arm is out about as far as it can go, and you're looking into the phone. You're not looking at yourself. You're looking at the lens. I know that's tough. But you're going to look down and then do this. Okay, thumbs up if you agree that you're going to do this drill. It's important that you all do this drill. Thank you. I'm going to put this on the screen. Instead of whitening, I want to do something. Well, you guys can all vote. We're going to do a quick survey here. We have whitening, dental implants. I think dental implants are kind of specific to practices, so I'm not going to do that one. Cavities and fillings, gum disease. Let's see. Okay, children's dental health. That's a big one. So look at the numbers, put the number that I'm going to leave one on the screen. Children's health is number 5. Gum disease is number 4. Everybody's got a vote in the chat. Cavities and fillings, number 3. Dental implants, number 2. Teeth whitening, number 1. Put it in the chat. What are we doing? 1 or 5, Emily, got you. 3, Janelle, 3. Okay, good. So by survey, it's going to be number 3. Cavities and fillings. I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger. All right. I want you to start. I want you to ask me any questions. Everybody else, get your phone up. We're going to take these 5 bullet points. What are common signs and symptoms of a cavity? And I just want you to roll. I want you to riff. I want you to have fun. I want you to smile. Look at me. I love you guys. I enjoy what I do. You love your patients. You enjoy them being around. You enjoy them being healthy. That's your orientation. You're not looking at the camera. You're not looking at your own picture. You're looking at a patient that's sitting there, concerned, timid, worried, potentially in problems. Okay, that's the drill. Get started. You got 5 minutes. Go. Okay. So how many of you did something and did okay on that? Good. Okay. I almost didn't want to interrupt. I see some of you still rolling. Everybody cameras on again. I know some of you turned the cameras off. Some of you left them on. I saw Dr. Abernathy, man, you were in there. You were in there just like that. And Ada, wow. Your smiles, nice. And Sharon and Amy, rocking it. And you might have to do that, but you got a bunch of providers, but it's absolutely okay for you as an office manager, as a treatment coordinator, as a hygienist, as an assistant. You are all okay to do this and do content. When we talk about a message of use it or lose it, we got to grab that video content. We got to post that content. Okay. Video today is a big deal. If you're nervous about it, you don't like the way you look, you don't like the way you sound. Well, everybody feels that way. Everybody feels that way. Like without exception, except for a couple people that are like super narcissistic, okay? And that's not good. So I want you to get on the other side of considerations you have about yourself, because you walk in and you talk to your team members all the time. You walk in and you talk to patients all the time. You're not sitting there, oh my gosh, my hair right? Do I have enough makeup on? You know, do I need to thin out a little bit? Yeah, maybe all those things, but that's not why they're here. And if that is why they're here, that's weird, right? So want you to just go, this is your message to your patients. They need to have your message available to them on their terms at their time. So I want you to be very, very aware of the fact that you're making yourself, your message, your answers, your wisdom available to your patients when they're good and ready for it. And sometimes they're not good and ready for it. They won't even come to the office yet. Thumbs up if you understand what I just said. Excellent. Dr. DiMarco, you had a question in the chat somebody wanted to ask.
Yeah, I was just saying, with like the few months before we joined, we were around about like 40 new patients a month. And since we've been joining, pretty much every month is around like 75 to 80. And then other kinds of marketing, we're doing kind of Google ads with you guys and the standard gold platform.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we don't really do too much. Like we've been doing some internal marketing campaigns and things like that.
Good. Great. Thank you, doctor. And I love that you said that, Dr. Galan. It was fun. It is fun. And you make it fun. You see, you're taking the edge off of dentistry. Why is dentistry scary to people? Well, drills, needles, also drills, also needles, pain, cost, right? So, but it's necessary. I feel the same way about putting new tires on my car or fixing the transmission on my car. I don't like that. It's kind of like a negative, just to kind of come up to square zero, but super necessary. I actually use my teeth more than I use my car. Very important. Very important. People don't think about that. How long is this going to last? Well, it's going to last about 15, 20 years. Wait, I'm putting all this money into my mouth. It's only going to last 15 to 20 years. Yeah. How long does your car last? About 7 years if you really, really work it. And how many times are you using it a day compared to your teeth? How many times are you using your teeth a day? And lots of pressure going down there. This is an education process, but doing so with a smile. Look at the difference here. You have to realize in dentistry, you use your teeth more than you probably use your car. Version 1, version 2. You know, sometimes people say, well, gosh, that's a lot of money to put into my mouth. And yes, it is. But you know, an interesting fact is you probably use your teeth more than you use anything else, except for maybe your phone, right? Certainly more than you do your car. And how much should you spend on your car? And how often do you have to replace your car, right? So fortunately, we use materials that'll last 15, 20 years. You got to take care of them. Got to take care of them, okay? So do you look at version 2 compared to version 1. I know initially on video, here I'm staring into a camera. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. I'm looking into a camera. I get to turn here and I can see all your bright, shiny faces. Whew, much easier, okay? But you just got to picture, I'm talking to you right now. I'm not talking to this machine that's staring at me unsympathetically. I'm envisioning that I'm talking to you. Fortunately, I have your beautiful faces right over here. You won't have that when you're recording your video, but I want you to picture your average typical patient who's appreciative of your wisdom, your care to detail, your focus, your approach. Oh, I love this, Seema. can you make a marketing plan for us for 2025? I certainly can. I will do so generically. We'll get this, Britt, let's take note of that. Did you see that just came through in the chat? I love that. Yep. What's our marketing plan for 2025? We can definitely generically approach this, but do understand every practice has its different offerings, its different pain points, different demographics, it's different geographics. So albeit with the caveat that we might have to customize to you, okay? But there's certainly some things that are going to apply to everyone and everywhere. And the next thing is connected to that. Now, before we get into that next thing, Dr. DiMarco just mentioned the Gold platform. Our Gold platform is a website, content management, creation, review management, and analytics management, and a social media platform. This is a platform that takes you so that you've got 30 minutes a week to put into marketing. That's what it does. It takes 30 minutes, gets you to cut at least one video a week, manage your reviews, accumulate a bunch of them, post to social media across all platforms with one click, help you understand where are you getting engagement and how to increase that, as well as a really nice website that covers all the basics that I've covered in all of my marketing. We created this. We didn't want to get into website creation. We didn't want to. We got into it because so few website developers would incorporate the needful marketing elements that we found as useful and proven to get a result. That coupled with your content and the SEO that comes from that, as well as review management and social media management, that's what the Gold marketing platform is all about. If you want more information about that, you can reach out to Michael at blumbergdigital.com. He's here. Michael, you want to say a few words about, just so you can introduce yourself to folks and that you're there and available to help them if they want to learn a little bit more about this and have their website reviewed?
Sure. Thanks, Dan. Great seminar. Everyone having fun with Dan today? Is he doing great? All right. Anyway, yes, my name is Michael Bach. I'm the practice expansion specialist here at Blumberg Digital. Michael at blumbergdigital.com. I'll throw that in the chat. We offer an incredible service for people in marketing and analysis. Give me a call, shoot me an email. We'll set that up. We'll tell you everything to do. One thing that's a little different about us is before we recommend any action, we actually look at what you're doing. Consider this a digital checkup. It's like when someone calls your practice, I need a crown. You don't just take their word for it. You get in there, you do x-rays, you look at their mouth. We do the same thing digitally with your digital presence, your marketing, the actions you're taking. So love to talk to you. Just send me a thing. I'm going to throw it. Oh, someone already did it. That's my email. And look forward to hearing from all of you. And thanks for joining us this morning. And back to Mr. Dan.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to get into a couple other things. And these are basics. These are essentials that I am finding are falling out, and they cannot fall out. I do want to say this, that, and I say it over and over, that reviews are so important. What happens? Well, you all jump on it, and so many of you have amazing reviews, and I love that. But I also find that sometimes that slips. I'm going to give you some reminders here. Remember, you can get patients to leave reviews while they're in the practice, and you should get patients to leave reviews while they're in the practice. So a couple things to consider. Both Google and Yelp want your patients to leave reviews while they're in the practice, and they actually love it when the patients upload a photo or two. And boy, I did that with my son on a practice that I was doing some work with, and he'd been pulled off a slide and broke his front tooth. And I got, a before photo, and I got him in there with Mike and did an after photo. This review has been viewed over 8,000 times. So I want you to understand the impact that reviews have, far more reaching than you could imagine. Raise your hand if you have patients coming in and saying, oh yeah, I'm here partly because I read your reviews. Raise your hands. Yep. So patients are going to need a Gmail or YouTube login for a Google review. They're going to need a Yelp profile for Yelp and a Facebook profile for Facebook. They cannot be on your Wi-Fi. So if you have guest Wi-Fi, put a password on it. If you have a password on it, change your password. That actually confuses Google and Yelp, and they think it's all coming from the same device when it's being done on your Wi-Fi. Hence, they will potentially flag your review as fraudulent. So that's why you quote unquote can't leave it at the practice. Of course, you can leave it at the practice, just not on Wi-Fi. You can't ask for a positive review, and you can only ask for an honest review. And we're going to use QR codes for that. So the script for it. Let me pick somebody. Savannah, can you open up a microphone?
Yes.
Good. I want you to read everything in yellow word for word. Can you do that?
I can.
Good.
Hey, Dan, how did it go today?
Savannah, it was awesome as usual. Thank you for asking.
Great. That's what we love to hear. I know you've been to other dentists and dental offices in the past, but you keep coming back to us. We must be doing something right. Can I ask what we can do better or different than other dental offices you've been to?
Good. Read that last sentence one more time, Savannah.
Can I ask what we do better or different than other dental offices you've been to?
Oh, Savannah. Yeah, I mean, really, there's no comparison. I was at Aspen, that place down the road, and they messed up a root canal and came down here and you guys sorted it out. But I come in here and you're friendly, reception, everybody's friendly. Call me by my first name. I don't know how you guys remember it. I guess I'm on the schedule, so maybe that's not that hard. But I don't know. I just feel like it's warm. I feel like it's familiar. Doctor's got a great touch. I love my hygienist. So yeah, as long as I'm in this town, you guys are my dentist for life.
Great. We worked hard to get these results, so we're very happy to hear you feel that way. The reason I'm asking is that today consumers want to hear from existing patients like you. Can you help us out today by sitting right here in that chair and taking 2 minutes to share the same kind words you just mentioned to me?
Savannah, I would love to. Listen, I got to grab a bite to eat though before I go back to work, and I haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to go. But maybe hit me up next time or shoot me a link or something. I'd be happy to help.
Understood. If we get 10 reviews from patients in the office in a week, the doctor has to buy us all Starbucks on Monday. It'll take 2 minutes. I'll make sure it's fast. Can you help us win, please?
Oh, geez. Well, if it's for Starbucks, absolutely. Show me what to do and listen, order something really expensive. The doctor owes you guys that. I mean, you guys are awesome. So, and that's it. That's the formula. That's the formula. Many of you have seen that formula. If you need the QR code, you're going to go to mygooglqrcode.com. You're going to fill out this form and just, make sure you get the correct office. The most important part is this is tapped into the Google database. So put your name, last name, your email address. It's going to email you the QR code. And then type in your business name exactly as it appears in Google. Like I put in MGE, there's 2 MGE offices. So I would have to say MGE, the one in Florida, and it'll pump out your QR code. Take your QR code, create a little form for it, put your logo on it. And then this is what one of our clients did. I walked into their office right after COVID and there was a big sexy basket there, right? Beautiful. And in the basket, there were some chocolates, a Lowe's gift card, an Amazon gift card, a free electric toothbrush, some sanitizer, of course, because it was right after the shutdown. And then the most valuable thing in that basket, that 4-pack of toilet paper. And then a big button there say, hey, ask how you can win. Boom. People would say, well, how do you win? Well, we draw a name out of this jar every 2 weeks. Oh, how do I get my name in that jar? Oh, yeah, no problem. If you had a good experience, you just scan that QR code. Leave a review, and then when we see it, we put your name in that jar, and then hopefully you win that basket. No guarantees, obviously, right? And it's not why you're doing it. We just really appreciate our patients who take care of making their experience real to others. Now, listen, this is the key point right here. You are not asking patients to do this to help you. No, you're asking patients in this way. Listen, the real reason we do this and the reason why the doctor spends all this money on our Starbucks and gives a basket away, there are people out there that don't trust a dentist. They had a past bad experience. 1 out of 3 people in America don't go to a dentist. Can you believe that? You're here, you're not the problem, but they don't go because they've had a past bad experience. They're fearful of needles. They're fearful of drills. We want our patients to share their experience so that a person out there that might be experiencing a problem can come in and get that problem addressed. Would you help us out by helping them out? You're not helping us out. You're helping them out. Your review, your communication is to them, and it might encourage them to come in, whether it's to us or another practice, to get the care they need. Would you do that for them, please? Same thing you're going to do when you ask them for a testimonial. Thumbs up if you understand the orientation, folks. Good. I want you again to take this up with your team newly, like it's the first time you've ever seen it. Take the video of this webinar, play it with your team, go through this, take the script. If you need the script, just let us know. We'll give you a script. They can drill it, exactly as I just did with Savannah, up and away. Why is this important? This is important because because of this. You take this practice that did this routine with the basket and the jar and this, and they were at like 40 or 50 reviews. This is where they went to. And I just checked their reviews, I don't know, 2 days ago, and they're over 900. Google is tracking how frequently you are adding reviews. This is so important for you to understand. It's saying not only have we been awesome in the past, but we are still awesome today, right? So I want you to do something like this. Have a review game. What is your next waypoint? So say you're at 500. You want to get to 800 or 700. Put 700 down there. By when are you going to get there? And what's the prize for the team if you achieve it? Now, there was an earlier question in the webinar. What are some of the games and prizes that people have done and participated in? Who's got some input for me on that one? And I have to see your video. Okay, Amy, crank it out. What sort of games have you done?
We had a competition in one of our offices to beat the neighboring dentist in reviews, and the staff got a lunch, and they just hit that target last week.
Great. What was the target from where to where, and in what period of time was it?
I don't remember the exact numbers, but we had to get, I want to say 100 reviews to hit that.
Beautiful.
And they did it in, I believe, like 6 weeks or something like that.
Beautiful.
And it's a small office, so.
Nice. Everybody give them a hand. That's playing games. Give them a hand. That's playing games. You want to achieve a production target. Well, you can come at it a number of ways. You must do it across you, right? I don't want to work there. I don't want to work there. Or I can go there and, we all get a lunch and it's fun. And we have a thermometer. We put it up in the break room and we're all like, and then have a big game. Like what's the most reviewed practice in your area? Well, for a lot of you, it's you. Well done, Kathleen, Amy, what you did with, Smiles of Williamsburg. For everybody who doesn't know, I stole this from Amy Evelyn. Unabashedly, I'm telling you, I just take what works, right? I put my own little spin on it, a couple other things, but so they're the most reviewed practice, their main practice, but set your next target. We're going from 1,200 to 2,000. When we hit 2,000, man, bam, shopping spree for the team, half day off. And we're all coming back to do a show and tell with the $200 we were given to go on the shopping spree. Something like that, like make it a blast. So anybody else have any successful games? Kathleen, you want to chime in on a couple games at sprint games and long-term games?
So we do games for our team and then also our patients. Our biggest one for the team is our team's very competitive. They like to compete against each other. So we use that to our advantage, and whoever gets the most reviews gets picked out of the tokens. So they all have different dollar amounts, or we buy a bunch of different incentive prizes for our team. Dan knows about our team very well. They go crazy for kitchen gadgets and skincare, jewelry, things like that. So we buy a bunch of those and they're all lined up in our team room. So they're staring at them all the time. So they know that in order to earn them, they have to get reviews or do something above and beyond. And then for our patients, we've done AirPods. We've done all different things. We did an Omaha steak basket, which was very popular. Beth thought of that one. She was very proud of herself. But the biggest thing is just getting our team to compete with each other, because that's when we see the most reviews roll in.
Love it. Love it. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to show you something that Dr. Dulac just shared with me. Let me see if I can pull it up on the screen. He just tried this and he said, boy, this helped. Take a look at his little prize wheel. I think he bought it off Amazon for like $20. When somebody does, 3 reviews in a week, they get to spin that. I think now Kathleen's up to 3 reviews a day. Like if somebody gets 3 reviews in a day, that'd be applicable for Kathleen because they add so many every week. But, you do a hat trick, right? 3 reviews in a day, same person.
Yeah, you have to get 3 because we were handing out prizes left and right.
You're going broke handing out prizes.
You got to keep changing the game to keep people interested.
Love it. So let's read some of these things. So spin again. I love that. Dulac $5, adult prize. So they have kiddie prizes and adult prizes. So kiddie prize is he has a kiddie prize bucket and he has an adult prize bucket. And so of course, if your team has, they spin this and they get a kiddie prize, they'll probably get like a stuffed animal or something like that. 1 hour PTO. I like that one. Dulac dental swag. Good. And Dulac 50. So there's some cool things there. Part of this is making work fun. So you have a target, you have a production target. Where are you going? Good. We got to get there. Well, we got to get there, and that's not subject for discussion. We have to get there, but we can do it a couple different ways. And if we bring it around to games and have fun getting there, The team feels empowered. It feels fun. So thumbs up if you understand the importance of games. Now, I know some of you came here, you're like, hey, listen, I want the free mystery call. That's where we analyze. We do a mystery call of your practice and we analyze that. Britt's going to put a link in the chat right now for those that want a mystery call. Now, here's how it works. You're going to fill that form out. You're going to say what you want us to mystery call your practice about and some other details. And then we're going to get the results. And those results are actually only for the doctor owner, maybe the office manager, if you're a Blumberg Digital client, of course. Britt, if you wouldn't mind, put that in there. So guys, if you want a mystery call analysis, this is a service we're going to do to you just to see what happens when the phone gets answered, okay? Everybody, I need your attention on this one. Nobody gets fired from this. Nobody gets in trouble, okay? If there's a training point or a correction point, then we train and we correct. Nobody gets in trouble, okay? Many of you have very busy offices and the people sitting on the front are, man, they got a lot of duties. They got a lot of things going on. We'll go over our findings with you, doctor. And if you're a Blumberg Digital client, office manager, we'll go over those findings with you and make some suggestions, but you are not allowed to go draconian on your team because of this. If they made a mistake, then they get corrected. Okay, good. So that's that. How are we doing so far for the webinar? Thumbs up, medium, or down? Good. All right. Well, I got 7 minutes. I don't know if there's of course 18 other things that I wanted to cover, but that's, I'm a bit of a talker, right? I just go on and on. But any things that you want me to cover in this last stretch of 7 minutes, 7 minutes of Q&A. Strategy for marketing is that on a document you were giving to us. Strategy for marketing. Okay, good. So the strategy of the worry list, yeah, that's in a document. Britt, maybe you could just share that document. We call it the worry list, the new approach to approach your client. So Britt, if you wouldn't mind putting that in the chat again, that's the worry list. What are people worried about today? What are their buttons? Some buttons. And listen, those are ones that we found. Unique to your area, it might be other. Right? You might be in an area that's, well, we don't care about that. We have so much money. It's our time and our schedule. So don't utilize this if these are not your buttons. Can you tell us about the use it or lose it campaign? Seema, just reach out to me on that one, or Michael, and I'll get you some more data on the use it or lose it. We covered that a little bit, so we can either see it in the recording or if you got a specific question on that one, 100%. Now, I'm going to tell you this on social media. Social media is vital. Vital that you are there and that you're there in an engaging fashion. Social media can be difficult if you don't know it and you're trying to okay, I got one channel, Facebook, or one channel, Instagram, or I've got all these channels, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Do I bother on LinkedIn? Do I put anything on X, Twitter? Do I do that? No, you don't. Don't do Twitter. Don't bother with that unless you've got a specific strategy and a strategist working with you on that. All of your social links should be on your website, specifically Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and your YouTube channel. Certainly your Google business, that's actually a social channel, is your Google business directory. So those 5, I want you all to go check your website right now. Should be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if you have it, YouTube, you should have it, and your Google business listing. Those 5 should be on your website on every page, maybe at the bottom of your website, but make those easy to be found on your homepage. They should be at the top and the bottom if possible. When it comes to posting on these social media platforms, what do you put? Well, I might do a whole webinar on that on the next one, but I'm going to tell you this. Video is a big deal. Video is a big deal. Video shorts, like taking some of these shorts that we just did some drilling on, and I'll make these little mini scripts available. If you want those mini scripts, go ahead, Britt, if you wouldn't mind putting your email address in the chat. If you want those little mini scripts, if you're not a Blumberg Digital Gold Platform client and you want the mini scripts, just send an email to Britt. Hey, I'd like the mini scripts. And Britt just put her email address. We'll get you those, but I want you to practice getting video. And then on our Gold Platform members, it's one click and it goes to all the channels at once, right? So makes it super, super easy. I have covered a lot of different things on this webinar. I hope you have enjoyed it. I know I haven't answered all of your questions, but I think the content and the questions that you asked were fantastic. I hope I gave you a little bit of a preparatory eye of what's coming, potentially what's coming. We're already seeing a bit of a slowdown in approvals, slowdown in new patient flow, slowdown generally in Google search traffic. I want you to get what I'm saying here. There is a slowdown of Google search traffic. What does that mean? That means you need to be louder than you've ever been. You need to be more vocal. You need to be posting more. This is your job right now, to be louder than whatever noise is happening externally in your practice, whatever is happening out in the world, whatever concerns are coming over your patients right now. You need to be bigger, louder, brighter, happier, but intense and hard sell about your message of people with healthy teeth and gums live longer. People who have outstanding bacteria and decay, issues with their teeth and their gums, are more susceptible to the systemic conditions we all know: diabetes, heart disease, stroke, pancreatic cancer, Alzheimer's. We know these. The studies have done the work for us. It's your job to get that message out to your patients routinely. And how do you know how to hit them? Well, you just gotta say it all. Little small videos, little small messages. You're going to hit this population with that message, this population with that message, this population with that message. Is it a lot of messages? Yeah, it is. It is. Is it a lot of work? It's not, provided you have the tools. So I hope that's helpful. Folks, it has been fantastic seeing you. Thank you for being here. If you need any help, you want my help specifically, my team is here, of course. But if you need my help specifically, you reach out to me. I like to use my MGE email. That's danb@mgeonline.com. I'll take it wherever you want to send it, dan@blumbergdigital.com. You can do that too. I want to hear from you. Our team wants to hear from you. If you need any help, I want to make sure that you are set up. And until the next webinar, which is coming in September, I hope you guys have all the success you hope for, and you reach out for any help you need. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you at the next one.